This is T.A. Jones, and you're watching Front Row Fanatics. Oh.
Alright, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans, we're the Front Row Fanatics, and we're continuing our review of the Ultimate Wrestling show Deck the Halls that took place on December 5th, 2009 at the American Legion Post 33 in Pensacola, Florida. So, Internet, take it away, guy.
Alright, match number 5. This was a very good one. It was the brutal one. Brutal Joe Gibson and his tag team partner, the former center Nick Virtue, taking on the Canadian superstar Aeon Flex and the Master of Devastation and one of your favorites, Cameron Frost. This match was it was out of control. I mean, I'm surprised somebody didn't walk out of there hurt. In the end, it was Joe Gibson and Nick Virtue who pinned Aeon Flex and the Master of Devastation, Cameron Frost. Like I said, this is all a build-up for the next show, End of Days. You know, Joe and Cameron Frost have been in a heated feud for some time now, and Joe is out to end Cameron Frost's career, I think, at this point. And as you know, Nick Virtue in the first bracket of the mini tournament they're having is taking on Aeon Flex, so this was an opportune time for him to inflict some damage on him. This match had all kind of stuff going on in it. They isolated Frost for most of the match. They cut the ring off very nicely, worked him over pretty good. Aeon Flex actually hit the elevator DDT on Nick Virtue, went for the pin, but he was not the legal man. Joe was, and he hit the Irish Wake, 1, 2, 3. It's in the bag.
What can I say? That was an awesome match. You know, everybody in that match was giving it their all. I mean, it was physical, it was tough. I mean, like Internet said, they cut Cameron Frost off for the majority of the match and worked him over quite well till Flex got in. You know, he got in there, got some action. All 4 participants in this match gave a great performance in the ring. Now, I haven't been to the Ultimate shows in a while, you know, though I've still been following though. But one thing I've got to say, I've liked the evolution of Joe Gibson back to the Billy Badass, stomping a mud hole in people Joe Gibson persona compared to where, you know, the good guy he was there for a while. I didn't like that. I did not like that. I want brutal Joe Gibson to be brutal fucking Joe Gibson. Excuse my language there, folks.
Well, I touched upon this the last show. You know, when Joe first broke into Ultimate Wrestling, like you said, he had that brutal style. I mean, people feared him, and then he kind of got technical for a while, which was, you know, cool and everything. But, you know, it seemed like he just didn't find himself yet. But now, like I said, he's out of Apex. He's meshed the brutal style with some of the more technical stuff he was doing, which makes him a very dangerous person. And another one I wanted to hit on is Canadian superstar Aeon Flex. You know, I've never really given him any props, but over the past few months, he showed his toughness. You know, at the last show in Milton, he got his knee worked over pretty good, and the same happened Saturday night. Nick Virtue went right after his knee, and he just kept going. And I'm going to say it right now. I know it's a little early in the show, but I'm going to pick Aeon Flex as my favorite to win that mini tournament. It's a bold statement, but I'm gonna say it now. He has impressed me as of late.
And if he wins that tournament, he will win the belt. Correct? Am I understanding it?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you're picking Flex to win the Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight title.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, while we're talking about Flex, you know, I've been giving him a lot of grief, you know, since I've been coming to Ultimate Wrestling, and I want to make sure I make a point clear right now. Flex, no disrespect toward you. You're a well-traveled, skilled wrestler in the ring. You know, I just, for some reason, whatever character you've got going on is just not grabbing me, but that does not take anything away from your credibility, your experience, and your abilities in the ring. So I just want to make that clear. Another thing I wanted to touch on was, you know, this feud with Gibson and Frost,
right,
who is my favorite of the young independent wrestlers here on the Gulf Coast. That's building up too, and you know, Joe Gibson, like you, I respect you too, but you're not going to end the Master of Devastation's career. I'm sorry, that ain't going to happen. I'm going to pick, and like you said a little earlier, I'm going to pick the Master of Devastation to win the belt. Yeah. You know, and as much as I respect Brother Virtue, who has been a champion and held the belt for longer than anybody.
Almost a year.
Longer than anybody given him props for holding the belt.
Right.
You know, sooner or later, you know, your time is due. It happens to everybody. It happens to Flair, Hogan, you know, the best superstar wrestlers in the business. You cannot maintain that level of competition all the time. Sooner or later, you're going to have an off night and you're going to lose. And I think at the end of days, Nick Virtue will lose the heavyweight title.
Wow. Well, I also want to point out at the end of the match, you know, like I said, Joe Gibson and Nick Virtue were your winners. When Virtue went to shake Joe Gibson's hands, he laid him out with an Irish weight too. The one thing I have to say Joe Gibson has going against him is that he is so focused on Cameron Frost, he might miss the big picture here. But regardless of what I think, these four guys right now I think represent the cream of the crop of Ultimate Wrestling. Aeon Flex, Cameron Frost, Joe Gibson, Nick Virtue. I think those are the four top guys there, and I predict this is going to be a 5-star match coming up in Milton.
Well, you've also got a good mixture with Frost and Gibson as two of the up-and-coming young stars versus two experienced veterans in Aeon Flex and Nick Virtue, who's been around the Gulf Coast area wrestling scene for quite a while. So it shows a good mix, and it'll be an awesome match. I'm with you. It's going to be awesome. I did like to see the way Gibson turned on Virtue, too. He showed he's all about Brutal Joe Gibson, and that's it.
Right.
Nobody else. He wants that belt, but I agree with you. His focus is too much on Frost. So,
and just to reiterate here, the way it's going to work in Milton, they're going to have bracket A, which is going to be the first, should be one of the first matches of the night. It's going to be Nick Virtue taking on Aeon Flex. The winner of that match will face the winner of the Joe Gibson and Master Devastation Cameron Frost match. Those two will then compete, and your winner will be the Ultimate Wrestling champion. And we're running a little short on time, but we got one more match left to review, so stick with us.
And I need some more beer.